Peter, this new AES word processor is going to save us time and money, even for a company our size. Because it's much more than a typewriter, we can double our productivity. Watch. It can change sentences, rearrange whole paragraphs, all in seconds. And it types perfect copies at 540 words a minute.
Welcome to the farm.
Thanks, Dad.
Congratulations, Patricia.
Professional golf returns to CTV Sunday, February 22nd, when the final round of the Los Angeles Open will be presented live from the Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades, California. Last year's winner, Tom Watson, heads a field of the world's finest golfers as they take a shot at the $250,000 in prize money. When you're with CT Sports, Sunday, February 22nd, you'll see it all.
Back live at Maple Leaf Gardens, Peter Young and Don Fontana. The cheer for the two players, John McEnroe on your screen right now, and Bjorn Borg as they prepare for the 10th game of this third and deciding set. Bjorn Borg serving, trailing 4-5. McEnroe will be rating himself for his actions. It's a reminder that due to the length of today's match between these two top players in the world, we will not be able to show you live the Jimmy Connors Vitas Gerulaitis semifinal. We will instead be joining Wide World of Sports after the conclusion of this contest, and we'll have highlights of the Connors-Gerulaitis match tomorrow. Live coverage beginning at 2 Eastern Time tomorrow on CTV of the winner of this semifinal and the winner of the Gerulaitis-Connors match.
What a time to get a let cord. Borg hitting a good first serve, and McEnroe, look at that, just bouncing over into the court. Not a chance for Borg to get it.
Borg with that very powerful serve takes a 40-30 lead.
40-20. Please.
McEnroe taking the initiative and forcing Borg to hit a passing shot, and he missed it. McEnroe 2 points away from winning this match.
And he was there
Anticipatively, but he missed the volley into the open court. Now watch him come in there. Watch where he is, right down the line, and he's just a little late on the volley. Perhaps a little tight to think about winning. A screeching cross-court backhand by McEnroe knots the count at deuce. Gotta have courage to hit a shot like that, Peter.
Here we are, match point for John McEnroe. The crowd cheering for Borg. to extend this.
Oh, unbelievable. McEnroe went on the volley. Borg stayed where he was and outguessed him. The logical shot was down the line, but McEnroe, for some reason, hit it back to where Borg was. Look at him come in with that open court right back. Borg couldn't move. He didn't know what to do, but he made a great reflex shot off his shoe top, saving a match point. McEnroe has had a great number of opportunities to win this match, and now will it slip away from his grasp? I don't think even Bjorn can believe he's still in this match. Here we have McEnroe coming in and just wide, so McEnroe has his second match point. And a very impatient John McEnroe, not waiting. Tried to go for a match point. Another breath of life for Bjorn Borg.
Borg trailing 4-5, serving a deuce, and now has advantage. He's 1 point from taking it to a deuce set. A little sawdust on the handle by Borg. Back to deuce.
Well, unquestionably the most exciting game of the match. Well, Bjorn was actually going to follow his service into the net there, perhaps try to shake McEnroe up. And the tactic worked. First time in the entire match that Borg has come in off service.
Borg's advantage. There it is. Borg wins and forces it to deuce set at 5-5.
What a game, and what a point to end that game. Here we see McEnroe, and watch this two-hander. Just too hot to handle for John McEnroe.
I didn't want to point it out until now, but we have yet to have a tiebreaker, and that could occur yet today.
John McEnroe, in the depths of despair. He should have been off the court and in the locker room, but here he is, back out there against the best player in the world at 5-all in the final set.
McEnroe winning the first set 6-3. Borg the second 6-3. It's tied 5-all here in the third and final set. The winner plays the winner of Jimmy Connors versus Vitas Gerulaitis.
He's in the zone.
Last 15.
Look at that passing shot. So all McEnroe could do was look at it.
Reminder, due to the length of this match, we will go to Wide World of Sports at the conclusion of the competition and show you highlights of the Connors-Gerolaitis match during our telecast tomorrow.
15 all.
Borg has slightly changed his position on returning service even further back than normally.
30-15.
John McEnroe now leading 30-15. And 40-15. Should each man hold service, they would go to a tiebreaker.
40.
Briefly, Don, it's a 12-point affair.
Best first player to win 7 points by a margin of 12-point tie or a margin of 2.
McEnroe with the whole court to chip the ball to
40-30.
was wide of the tape. And it's 40-30.
You know, Peter, that may look like an easy volley, but there is a tremendous amount of pressure in this match. You know, when you think that the winner is going to take 175 of this tournament and the runner-up 100,000, every point is pressure-packed.
Third and fourth place money is $80,000 and $50,000 respectively. Beautiful forehand by Bjorn Borg. Knocks this up at deuce.
McEnroe volley just not deep enough, and Borg just hooks that ball by him.
Quiet, please.
The advantage will go to John McEnroe.
A very big first serve by McEnroe.
The game goes to John McEnroe, so that man, Bjorn Borg, must hold his service in the next game to force a tiebreaker. McEnroe leading in the third and final set, 6-5, and the Molson challenge will continue in a moment.
Why did Eva Anderson change her registered retirement savings plan?
I changed to a Bank of Montreal RRSP. It's life insured for no extra cost.
Why did Pat Moncrief change his RRSP?
Competitive interest rates and life insurance equal to the money in my plan. Now that's a bonus.
And why did Andy Hamilton change his RRSP to Bank of Montreal?
For my team and their future.
Change to a life-insured RRSP at Bank of Montreal.
Here are some reasons why Chevy Chevette and Pontiac Acadian are Canada's best-selling small cars for the second year in a row. fuel efficiency, great standard features, 7,000 dealers in North America. And now, even more value. Repair protection option at no extra cost for 3 years or 60,000 kilometers. See your dealer for details. Chevette at Chevrolet dealers, Acadian at Pontiac dealers. We put our money on it.
Both of these competitors are known as excellent power serve artists, and yet look at the percentages here in this deciding set. Borg a low 65, McEnroe, who has that cannon, even lower at 55, and it will be Borg needing to hold service now to force a tiebreaker.
McEnroe held that forehand to the last minute. Look at him. Just too hot to handle that volley.
And it's 15 all. We have not had a tiebreaker in the competition so far. And it almost seems fitting, Don, that it should come to an end that way this afternoon. As McEnroe, a little temper tantrum, rifles the ball across the court.
McEnroe with his backhand. Here he comes in with that forehand.
Can't tell from this angle, but by Borg's reaction, I would say it was out.
He stood up a little and the ball just slipped out.
Maple Leaf Gardens a sellout for tomorrow's championship, and we'll have it here on CTV. $175,000 going to the winner. Whichever man wins this match versus the winner of the Connors-Gerolitis match. And Bjorn Borg is now 1 point away from taking us to the tiebreaker. Is out, and 40-30.
40-30.
Fans here at the Gardens, and I'm sure those of you watching across the country, very appreciative of the excellent tennis being played by the number 1 and 2 ranked players in the world. We will have a tiebreaker to decide the finalists for tomorrow's championship.
That final point, and it's by the outstretched forehand of John McEnroe.
12-point tiebreaker will now come into effect. That player the first score 7 points with at least a 2-point advantage between the tiebreaker, the set, and the match.
John McEnroe will serve once. That is, will serve for 1 point. They will then alternate at 2, 2, and 2 till someone reaches 7 or more by a margin of 2.
John thought that first serve was in, but the linesman thought otherwise.
It's not uncommon for them to go 4 hours in a 5-set final, but 2.5 hours for only 3 sets. A lot of tennis. Beautiful volley by John McEnroe at the net.
Great opening point in the tiebreaker. And 3 weeks ago, both these gentlemen met in a tiebreaker in the Masters at Madison Square Garden, and it was Borg winning that one 7-6. Look at McEnroe's anticipation there. McEnroe hitting a devastating backhand to take a 2-0 lead in this tiebreaker.
Borg has one more serve. He trails now love 2. Has to at least get one of these. Loses his racket. Kind of tough to play, however.
There's an amazing point.
Borg lost his racket, and McEnroe drove it into the net.
All McEnroe had to do is get the ball back in the open court. And he may have looked up a little, or he may have heard the racket go out of Borg's hand. I'm surprised that he didn't ask the umpire for a distraction call.
They'll change sides at the end of 6 points, and McEnroe I think that's what McEnroe was complaining about.
I believe he just said distraction, and I'm surprised he didn't jump on that particular situation earlier.
Claims the ball was out of play when the racket fell. Now, I don't know about that. We saw it in the replay. We saw it live once. Borg.
That doesn't bother me, first of all. And second of all, the ball is dead. How can the ball be dead?
There's the official referee, Len Allard.
2-1. No service.
Allard has called that point.
Helpless look on Borg's face.
Well, the situation, Peter, there is that if McEnroe had returned that ball, and even though McEnroe's, I should say Borg's racket come out of his hand, I'm sure John would not have complained.
Or given the point back or asked to be.
Well, he wouldn't even, he just walked over the other side and would have served. But you got to give him credit for trying.
2-1, McEnroe. They change ends at 6 points. One of the carryovers from outdoor tennis, which certainly doesn't matter in an indoor arena. Tried for the soft touch at the net, and it didn't work. It's tied up at 2-2.
Well, it was a very low percentage shot to try in such an important part of the match.
Tied 2-2 in the tiebreakers. Hard served by McEnroe and a winner on the return. So McEnroe takes the lead of 3-2.
2-3.
Well, I find it amazing how he's able to come back after playing a bad point like that and play such a tough point.
And locked up again at 3. Each is now going to the side. Borg actually goes and gets a towel. McEnroe just continues on via the other side. Tied at 3-3. First player to reach 7. 4 more with a 2-point advantage.
Well, the Wimbledon tiebreaker was 18-16. I wondered if we can get up that high today, Peter.
Borg long with that first serve. McEnroe just misses.
But again, McEnroe was in very good position to win that point. He's not bending his knees now.
3-4.
Bjorn Borg, for the first time in the tiebreaker, has taken a lead.
Well, there is a great deal of pressure on John McEnroe now. He's behind a point, and he has his second service.
Tied up again at 4-4.
You know, Peter, there really is a lot of pressure. Both players were hesitant. McEnroe came in with not a deep volley, and Bjorn seemed to hesitate to me trying to pass down the line.
Power serve by McEnroe earns him the point, and he now leads 5-4.
4-5.
Borg serving at 4-5. Desperately needs both of his points.
And John McEnroe has a few match points as Borg falls behind 4 points to 6.
Match point coming up for John McEnroe, and
Look
by
at the beautiful shot that McEnroe hit and that volley into that open court.
I'm going to say, Don, by virtue of the way he played that first set, it should have never gone this long.
And Borg, changing tactics, comes in on his serve and saves one of those match points.
McEnroe serving for the match. John McEnroe serving now for the match, and a crack at a $175,000 first prize tomorrow afternoon here at Maple Leaf Gardens, and a match you will see live here on CTV.
He missed it. It's 6-all. And Borg has saved another 2 match points. He saved 2 at 5-all. And he's now saved another 2 in the tiebreaker. You know, if McEnroe loses this match, he may kill himself.
Quite a difference in prize money. The loser here is fighting for an $80,000 top prize. John McEnroe having some problems with the crowd now. He's shouting names at the crowd. The crowd is starting to act a little against the etiquette of the game.
Quiet.
McEnroe is certainly having trouble now.
Well, I'm afraid that he asked for it. It obviously has broken his concentration. He was 6 feet long with that first serve. He let it go, and it landed good. It was something that a player in a situation like that should not do. McEnroe should have tried to play that volley. It was too close to let it go without hitting it. So now we have Bjorn Borg serving for the match. McEnroe comes up with an incredible backhand to knock the tiebreaker score at 7 points all.
Fans are certainly getting their money's worth at Maple Leaf Gardens today, and you watching it across the nation are lucky to be seeing tennis such as this.
First service.
Locked up at 7-7 in the tiebreaker. Have to win by 2 now. And McEnroe is wide as he pushes a forehand.
Borg with a second match point. 8-7 in the tiebreaker. I mean, that is the most incredible point of the... Look at that. Look at McEnroe anticipate with a cross-court volley. And it's 8-all.
McEnroe is in a position again to win.
This is seesaw back and forth. Now McEnroe will, or I should say Borg will be serving, but McEnroe will have his 9th match point. And look at, he left wisely, let that one go.
Borg down to 1 serve. John McEnroe wins the tiebreaker and wins the set 7-6. He advances to the championship at Maple Leaf Gardens on Sunday afternoon. He will face the winner of the Jimmy Connors Vitas Gerulaitis match, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And the Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
East of Eden, one of the great American novels, comes to television in its entirety. It's the story of brothers from one generation to the next, violently bound together by blood and fate, and of the one woman who was the chilling centerpiece of their saga. She grew into a temptress no man could resist.
The first major television event of 1981, Steinbeck's East of Eden, comes to CTV in an all-new 8-hour motion picture, starting Sunday, February 8th.
And in the next few seconds, the Panasonic...
Well, there we see a shot of John McEnroe, one of the ball girls, pouring him a drink. His hand is shaking. It has been a dramatic, tense, and fantastic match. The tiebreaker ended at 10-8. In the final set. McEnroe won it on his 5th match point. Borg 2 match points. What more could you ask for the 2 best players in the world? Won the Wimbledon champion 5 times in succession, Bjorn Borg, against the 2-time U.S. Open champion, John McEnroe. The first set taken by McEnroe on a single service break, 6-3. And the second set taken by Borg on a single service break, 6-3. McEnroe then led the final set 3-love, had 2 points for 4-love, but the implacable Swede, the great fighting heart, the Iceman, came back to tie the score, and they went from there on serve until it was 6-all, and then we had a most dramatic tiebreaker and a fitting semifinal in the $500,000 Molson Challenge. And now let's go down to Peter Young at courtside.
Thank you very much, Don. And Spectacular afternoon of tennis. The fans here definitely got their money's worth. As we mentioned, did the millions across the country and in the northern United States watching the match. And Dyke Garrett of Panasonic of Canada is here to make a special presentation to John McEnroe for the point of the match. Don Fontana chose that, and it was in the tiebreaker at 7-8 when John really kept it alive with a brilliant shot that was the point of the match. And I know a very great honor for you to make this presentation.
Well, it sure is. Thank you very much. John, your tennis skills are really a pleasure to watch. And on behalf of Panasonic, we would like to recognize those skills. We have here the Panasonic Point of the Match Award. We sure hope it finds a place in your trophy case. It plays music. It's a Panasonic.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
John, if you just sneak over for a moment here, I know you're very tired. You had a rough match yesterday, a really long one today, but I'm sure very happy that you're playing for $175,000 tomorrow instead of for $80,000.
Well, that's true, but I cannot. The match is over with. When I hit that, when I had that match point at 5-4 in the third, and I had that volley on top of the net, and when he got that back, I fainted on the spot. I mean, I couldn't believe that I thought he was going to move down the line. I put it away, but even though I hit it pretty hard, so even though he was there, I didn't figure he was going to get the ball back anyway. And, I mean, I just felt like I'd gone such a long way, and to lose it after that, I just wanted to give it a try, and I was really fortunate to win the match.
We were going to mention that, and we did, in fact, the telecast. Bjorn, it appeared, was confused himself. He just put the racket down, and it hit the racket. The ball hit the racket.
Well, I think he was surprised they came back there. I'm sure he was expecting to go down the line. I'm sure he was happy to see he'd had another chance at it, but he didn't just block it back. He had time to just, like, flick it a little, because I think if he had blocked it, I might have had a chance to get it back again. But, I mean, I couldn't believe that he got that. I don't know, maybe he deserves a point in the match for that point.
You know what? You have to pick one or the other, of course, depending on who was the winner. And if he'd have won, you know darn well that was the point. He was a little flat coming out today. He lost to Jimbo last night, and it seemed early that you might have just routed him.
Yeah, I definitely think he was a little slow to start, but he does that once in a while where he wasn't serving nearly as hard as he's capable of. So it's kind of strange because you're not really sure whether he's going to hit the ball hard or soft. So you're not really sure whether to move in and really, try to hit the ball on the rise and come in, or just stay back and rally a few. So I think it was a little better maybe even in the second and third sets where I could see that he was serving harder. And even though I lost the second set, I think that the reason for that was that his tennis picked up quite a bit, and from the way I did in the first set.
I know you'll probably want to get back to the hotel and rest. I'm sure you'll watch some of this next match. However, does it matter to you who you play? Does it matter who you play?
Well, I'm going I played really well against Jimmy a few weeks ago when I played him in Chicago, so that might have a psychological edge if I played him. I played pretty well against Vitas last night, so it all depends really on how you play. I don't think it really matters too much who I play. I just want to go out there and play him. I think whoever wins that match is going to be a tough match anyway.
You know, Borg very seldom has lost twice straight. Jimmy Connors beats you by one, and he gets the extra $25,000. Do you think they should keep doing this tournament after tournament?
Well, I personally don't think that that was needed, that incentive clause, but I think the players would have come up anyway. It was up to the promoters that did that, and maybe they just felt like they would sell more tickets. But, I'm sure next year when they have the tournament, they're not going to have that in there. And it's not going to matter because the players are going to come back anyway.
Canadian viewers across the land extremely pleased to see tennis of this caliber, especially to have the top three in the world playing here. The tournament, we hope, will be one that continues. Your impression so far of the entire week?
Well, I think that this definitely has the potential to be a very good tournament, and it's good to see a lot of people out. You hope that it's sold out. It was sold out last night and not quite today, and you hope a lot more people come out tomorrow. But, the more people that come out here, I think the better the tennis you see, and I think it's a good tournament. This in Chicago, which is run by the same organization, is the best that I've ever been treated. As, speaking for the players, I mean, we get limousines, stuff like that. We never get that kind of stuff in really nice hotel rooms, so I can't complain one bit about it.
Well, you certainly have responded, along with all the others, with spectacular tennis. The tennis fans of the country, thank you, and we know that we'll see much more from you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. John McEnroe, the winner of the Panasonic Point of the Match Award, and naturally also the winner of the entire match here today against Bjorn Borg. It was an exciting match. It was 6-3, 3-6, then 7-6 in a tiebreaker that almost went on forever, so it seemed. The type of a match that we expected we would get here today. When you match the top two players in the world, it is something that is bound to happen. We would like to remind you that because of the length of this match, however, we will be going to Wide World of Sports. But tomorrow, the championship, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, here on CTV.
$100,000 Molson Challenge. Brought to you by Bank of Montreal, where registered retirement savings plans are now life insured. By a Muffler Pro you already know, Superior Muffler. By AES, the most trusted name in word processing. By the Insurance Bureau of Canada, representing private general insurance companies in Canada. This is the CTV Television Network.
You know, Ethel, I think it's time we sold the old homestead.
Who do we call? We handle the who do you call.
Where do you turn?
What are you going to do? Trust the Realty World folks and do because we're all for you.
Your local Realty World associate is specially trained to sell your house quickly, even helping with buyer financing information.
We can do it.
Realty World covers all the details.
We'll cover it all for you.
Happiness is floating the night away on a waterbed from Sleep Tight. It's like drifting into dreamland on a cloud, heaven on H2O. And Sleep Tight waterbeds are ready to tuck you in with our winter warm sale prices at our 3 convenient locations. Sleep Tight can deliver waterbeds all over Vancouver Island. This is what I call a nightlife. Good night, and sleep tight. The Sand Pebbles Inn, Qualicum Beach. Spacious, restful accommodation. Fine dining in 2 intimate restaurants. Situated right on Qualicum Beach. Facilities for small business seminars. A private indoor racket club. An 18-hole golf course adjacent. And we'd like to have you come and stay with us. Call for our free brochure and ask about our mini holidays, the Sand Pebbles Inn.
It's a Harbor Park Day.
A Harbor Park Day.
Harbor Park Day. The best of every shopping day in 55 bright and beautiful shops. Nanaimo's Harbor Park Mall, where it's happening on Vancouver Island. Make today your day to have Harbor Park Day.
Island Television, Channel 6 from Victoria.
Today's wide world of sports. Today from San Diego, California, Jim McKay highlights the ladies and pairs competitions at the 1981 U.S. National Figure Skating Championships. From St. John, New Brunswick, Alan Thicke and Jeff Hutchinson report on the New Brunswick High School Soccer Championships, a part of the Dairy Bureau High School Sports Special. And from Carlsbad, California, the conclusion of the Super Bikers competition. That's today on a shortened version of CTV's Wide World of Sports.
visited before on Wide World of Sport. We saw Ken Norton battle Muhammad Ali here. We've been here for indoor track and field, but this time the event is very different from those. We're here for the United States National Figure Skating Championships. Hello, I'm Jim McKay, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to the beginning of our coverage of Figure Skating 1981. Now, at stake here today are not only national titles, but also places on the United States team for the upcoming World Championships, which, interestingly, will be held this year in Hartford, Connecticut, and, of course, we'll be there for those in the month of March. Let's bring in our expert, then, former World and Olympic champion Dick Button. Good to be with you as wintertime arrives again.
Thank you, Jim. You know, it's been 20 years since you and I first started covering figure skating for Wide World of Sport, and I will tell you that it's taken 20 years to find a championship just like this. Not since 1961 has there been a competition where no defending champion was there to defend their title. Charlie Tickner, Ty Babylonian, Randy Gardner, Linda Fratiani, they've all retired. And what they've left behind is a competition between many young skaters who have waited around a long time for this chance, as well as a lot of brash young newcomers. Now, they're all in. It's very extraordinary, and it's going to be fascinating to see who comes out on top and who leads the parade towards 1984, because in the long run of most skaters' life, that's the ultimate goal, and I think this will be the start of that competition.
Very true. This particular competition is going to be exciting to us for another reason, as a matter of fact, because we're going to have a new companion in the booth with us. We first saw Peggy Fleming. She was winning a national championship at age 15. You're seeing her here when she won the only gold medal for the United States in the 1968 Olympic Games. Well, now she'll be with us in the future, not only for commentary, but also for special performances. Peggy Fleming joining our ABC Sports team. Peggy, it's a real pleasure to welcome you at ABC.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. I've admired your commentating of figure skating for many, many years on both sides of this railing, and I'm really looking forward to joining you and Dick and covering figure skating for many years to come.
Well, look, we go back a long time as a commentary team. I first interviewed you when you were 15 years old. We're going to put you right to work right now. How do you view this year's ladies' competition?
Well, I think the ladies' competition, there's a lot of upsets going on. Lisa Marie Allen was coming into this competition as the favorite, and now she is way behind.
Well, she's in third place.
Priscilla Hill is number 1, Elaine Zayak is number 2, and there are a lot of other girls down below that are very, very tough competition for all of them. So the championship is really up for just about any one of these girls to win.
Of course, we're going to be seeing the ladies' competition a little bit later on today's program. Right now, it's the pairs championship. The leaders right now are the brother and sister team of Kitty and Peter Carruthers. In second place, Leanne Miller and Bill Fauver. In third place, Beth and Ken Flora. And we should remember, as we move into this competition, that only 2 American pairs this year are eligible for the World Championship. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trouble spots like these are what separate Gillette Actra from all ordinary razors. The reason? The Actra pivot. It keeps the blades at a perfect shaving angle, giving you a better shave than any razor that can't pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many more reasons do you need? Gillette Actra. The pivot makes it better.
Gillette, when it comes to shaving, we give you the edge.
The gobbledygook. It was the bird responsible for the whereases and hereinafters in life insurance policies that made them hard to read. Simplified policies are making it extinct. Some companies have already made great strides in simplifying the wording of their policies so you can understand them, and many more companies are working on this task. Ask your agent about simplified policies. It's an improvement you wanted. This information is presented by the Information Center, a public service of the Canadian Life Insurance Association.
Datsun dare you the affordable car.
Pulsar. Front wheel driving car. Pulsar. Good-looking car, roomy car. Pulsar. Young car, fun car. Pulsar. Smart car, mileage car. Pulsar. Your kind of car, the affordable car. Pulsar.
There's more future in a Datsun.
Pulsar.
And now here they are, on the ice in San Diego, California, trying for their first national championship. Waiting the music, and they've taken a leaf out of the book of Rodnina and Zaitsev. One of their opening moves, a split, triple, twist flip. It must be done with power and speed,
and clean, clear revolution. Here it is.
Wow. They look very strong and confident tonight so far. Coming up next is something very, very difficult.
That's that throw triple salchow.
Yes.
Here it is. Watch him lift her into the air.
The height that she gets on these things are just fantastic. She looks very happy about it, too, to get that over with. This music brings back very good memories to me. This was my Olympic music in 1968.
We remembered well. Oh, an unfortunate, you know, that's the kind of thing that they cannot suffer if they are going to make it in the World Championship. And, you know, they have a particularly good chance at the Worlds this year. The leaders, the world champions from last year who won after Ty and Randy there, left the competition. Turkasov and Shakraev of the Soviet Union have just placed third in the European Championship behind Christina Riegel and Andres Nischwitz of Germany, who Carruthers beat last year. That means the track is open for them. They cannot suffer that kind of a fall if they're going to make it.
The marks for the Flora, brother and sister right now. Beth and Ken on their first set of marks. Remember, there are 9 judges here. A perfect is 6.0 with a range from 5.1 to 5.6 on the first set and from 5.2 to 5.6 on the second set. Good, solid marks.
There's something about this couple that I think everyone in the audience can feel how nice they really are. Beautiful on the ice. Throw, double axel, very good, little 2-foot landing.
You know, Peter's almost a foot taller than Kitty, 11 inches as a matter of fact, and yet they're so beautifully together on the ice. You really don't notice that difference.
Straight line steps. These will be leading into one of the difficult moves that they have helped to pioneer. It's called a star lift with a lateral twist coming out of it. Watch it. Here it is. What's the exit? Oh, beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.